What's up, guys? Crypto Trader Mitch, and Bitcoin finally did it. It finally pushed through that resistance level, and technically it's back into this uptrend. Got this uptrend line. I should probably extend that. It's above it right now, but more so I was concerned with this 15.2, 15.3 area that you could see it failed at several times. Hit its head on the second, hit its head on the third, hit its head on the fourth, and finally got through today, and is now also higher than this little prior close that briefly got above the 15.2, 15.3 resistance. Right now, it's above even this high of this candle, which would be great to see. It's got a few hours until this daily candle closes. Again, like I said, I have it on UTC time since crypto is 24/7. Let's look at the hourly chart. You can see it has had quite the rip. Uh, and look, there's those tops I talked about. You see them on the daily, but here's looking at them on the hourly chart. See, boom, failed, got up there, failed, got up there, failed, and then finally, boom, got through. And you see we've got quite the move now over the past 12 hours or so. And well, yeah, we got about 3 hours left in this daily candle. So as long as it can maintain up here, that would be bullish, and then possibly set us up to make a run at the next target of 1775. So I will say that I did lighten a little bit. I've mentioned in prior videos that on this big candle spike on the 21st, I had grabbed some around 12.8 when it first poked through this trend line. I bought some at 12.8. I took some profits when it basically got to the 16,500. Essentially, I use this as my target, this prior high. So we got a rally there. Boom. I took off essentially what I put in, and everything else that I have in profits, I'm letting ride for at least a target of, this next resistance level, but probably for the all-time high because I'm free rolling at this point. So why not let it ride? But I did take that initial position off at 16.5 that I'd gotten down to 12.8 that I have mentioned in prior videos. So yeah, we want to see Bitcoin close here, definitely above the 15.3, but ideally now if we could stay above, 16, even 16.4 would be great, and then make a run at 17.7, 17.8. So, but it's back in this range, so that's a good thing. So let's see how the next day or two plays out. I'm going to flip over to Ethereum, and the opposite's going on. So we talked about Ethereum, and I mentioned this before, how it held its uppermost support. It was acting stronger when all of them were looking weak. This little time frame here is when Litecoin was selling off, Bitcoin was selling off, and some others, and Ethereum held strong. So when we finally got an uptick in the market, boom, it rallied, and I grabbed some around 750, 760. I talked about that in the video from almost a week ago, I guess it was, or 4 days ago. Um, when I pointed out and I noticed it was acting so strong compared to the rest of the market. So I only mention that because with no real upside, like you got the all-time highs, I guess you could use as an upside target, but really the next target was that big round number of 1,000. I mean, we've talked about round numbers. Humans love them. I don't know why they're magnets. They just are. So that's what I was looking for. We got there, poked through, and now look. Let me zoom in a little bit. Big wick, getting toppy looking. This is turning into a reversal candle, depending on what happens over the next few hours. I decided to just book it. So I still have my core position in Ethereum, but the trade that I put on when I got in around 750, 760, I took that off. I actually didn't get the greatest price. I sold it at like 950, 948 because this candle was actually red for a little bit, but it's bounced a tiny bit since. But unless you get a big rally in the next 3 hours, then we're getting this candle with this big upper wick after an indecision candle. So maybe it just consolidates here, but this right here looks toppy, and we could see a pullback. So if we do, I'll look to buy back down at like 875. Ideally, even all the way down to 828 if it gets there. But otherwise, I'm just holding my core position, and like I said, I just took the profits on that little trade. And that's really, I tell you this to just show you, again, support resistance levels, recognizing when, something's getting toppy and could reverse, and trading around positions. Again, Make your own decisions. My trading goals are not the same as yours. If you want to learn the way I go about recognizing support and resistance and look for trading patterns like U-turn, bullish U-turns and bearish U-turns, which this is actually shaping up to be a bearish U-turn. We'll see if it closes that way. But again, I have the Scaredy Cat Guide to Investing in Cryptocurrency course, which is a course I did with the Scaredy Cat Guide brand. And I will show you a slide of what's on that course and how you can get involved with it. All right, so till the next video, Crypto Trader Mitch, I'm out. Okay, so here's what we're going to cover in the course. I made it as efficient as possible for you because I want you to get started as soon as possible. I mean, the volatility in this market is just awesome. It's just prime for the taking, and the sooner you get started, the better. So in video number one, we're going to discuss support and resistance. I'm going to show you how to spot it and essentially how we use it for profit targets and also to find entry levels. So we'll go over the definitions of that. We'll look at some charting examples, and that'll set you up to review some charts on your own because you kind of need to train your eye a little bit to recognize them, but it's not hard. It's a tiny bit of practice. Boom, you'll be spotting them left and right. Then in video number two, we're going to talk about candlestick patterns. I'm focusing on one pattern in particular because for me in crypto, it's been my highest percentage pattern, and I love the fact that it's very clear defined entry and exits, and it's called a U-turn reversal pattern. So we'll cover that in video two, and then in video three, we're going to talk about looking at multiple time frames. So this is how we use larger time frames to find the momentum and the trend in a crypto, and then how we go down to a smaller time frame to find the trading entries and the profit targets. And it's that simple. I mean, it doesn't need to be rocket science. So 3 short videos gets you going. You'll be in and out of this market, grabbing profits. So grab the course, get rolling, and start pulling profits out of this market.